Hey, yo, what's going on, y'all, boys? Welcome back to the scroll, man. Today, we got another one. Y'all already know what I'm finna say. Some more quality for you to add to your bag. Now, look, I really appreciate y'all pushing us up over 100K subs, bro. That's real, real love. But let me ask you a question. You ever been in a situation or around a joint and she check all the boxes? Like, she do all the things that you thinking about before you think? Or she got you in a certain type of way where you like, I'm really with Shawty. In a way that you really feel like, I'm lucky to have her. Well, I'm pretty sure joints be feeling the same way. So we finna talk about the flip side. We finna give y'all 3 very simple things that you can do to make a joint feel lucky that you that she talking to. So make sure y'all like, comment, sub up, and shout out to the new members. By now, y'all already know what it is, man. Hit my music. All right, man. Y'all already know how we kicking it on this side, man. You finna talk your head off, play around, and do a whole bunch of little fluffy shit, man. We jumping right on in there, bro, just like we do it every time. Now, when we talking about something like this is a slippery slope, right? A subject that might not get talked about a lot. In a lot of ways, bro, women feel lucky to have men just like men feel lucky to have women. But a lot of the time, bro, we never really hear that side of it where she feel like she lucky to have us. Most of the time, we get to hear from a nigga really pour his heart out about his joint on certain days, you know, wedding type shits or certain vibes or certain moments or whatever, to really show that she the backbone of the team. But for the most part, we rarely hear, why does a woman feel lucky to have a nigga like us? Well, we finna get into that, bro. And to be honest, it's a lot easier than you think it might be. But a lot of this shit requires for you to listen to your joint twice as much as you talk. You can create experiences that she never had before, and it'll put you as one of them ones in her eyes. Now, speaking of experiences like that, one of the first things that I want to touch on, bro, the main ways to really make a joint feel like she lucky to have you. Like, she lucky that you the man that she got to call, or you the man that she get to call, right? One of the main ways that I've been able to do that I get to y'all boys, is very simple. Create moments that she won't forget. Now, what do I mean by this? Do I mean go spin the bag and go get the rooftop joint and do all that shit? Like we talked about on the video that I had about the Valentine's Day joint. That works, yeah. But a lot of the time as you leading up to shit like this, you don't want to do something really extravagant off the rip when y'all first start vibing with each other. But you do want her to feel like she lucky to be able to fuck with you or a nigga like you, because everybody don't got that kind of access. It's similar to like shoes, right? Let's take them bricks for example, the joints that just came out. If everybody had them joints, would they be as hot? And everybody could do it, it wouldn't be as sweet, right? It's the same thing here. See, when you're dealing with a joint, bro, one of the main things that you should do is be looking out with the things that she talk about in order to create her experience that she won't forget, bro. See, by doing shit like this, what you really do is you fuck up the game. In a way, you can do this with the money and all that shit, and it rock out. I'm with it. I fuck with it. I like doing shit like that too. I like doing nice shit too. But save that from once you got the joint and not from when you start fucking with the joint. When you starting to fuck with her and you starting to get at her and you really trying to make her feel like she lucky to fuck with you, what you need to be doing is listening twice as much as you talking. Because one thing that I know about women, that I always know and I know for sure, they gonna tell you everything you need to know in order to crack the code. It's just up for you to listen and figure out what you need to do at the right time in order to put that play in the right way to have her feel like that. See, a lot of the time, we always hear about the bad stories instead about the good. It ain't a lot of niggas that can put it together in the right way to make her feel lucky, to make her feel like she got one of them ones and it's a person that she want to prop up and tell the world about, right? Y'all ever seen old boy Tom Cruise when he hop on that couch and he jumping about his joint? Bro, I want my joint to have them kind of experiences about me. That's why I put together certain shit and put it together in the right way to make her feel like out of a whole world full of bullshit, that I'm one of them ones that she got and she lucky to be in this spot. And you'll be surprised because if you treat it like that, if she feels like you like that, she ain't gonna do nothing to fuck it up. Matter of fact, she gonna go the extra mile. She gonna go further and beyond in order to make sure that her spot is secure and can't nobody else just walk through and scoop you up so easily, bro. And the way I do this is to make sure that we create moments that she never gonna forget. See, we can do that in the expensive way, like I talked about, as far as the Valentine's Day joint, you know, rooftops, the candlelit and all that. And shit like that is fine. It's cool. But ways that you can experience that in a more practical way, right? I'm talking about building up the shit like that. Just listen to what she say. For example, I used to have a joint, bro, like she used to always talk about butterflies, right? How much she fucked with butterflies. She had a butterfly tattoo. She had a butterfly necklace. All these things. She loved butterflies. See me doing that, I took that in my brain, put that in my nose, and created an experience with Shawty that she never had. All we did was something real simple, or at least I thought, and we went to a butterfly farm. Now, I take Shawty to this butterfly farm, and I never even really been to no shit like this before, right? This some shit I saw, and I'm like, all right, well, she said she fuck with butterflies. Maybe she might fuck with this. We go there, she do this shit, bro, and she starts to cry. Dog. One of the craziest things in the world about this game, bro, is when you really listen and you reiterate something in real life and you see that shit work and you see how it makes Shawty feel. See, it's one thing to say, I can create an experience, I can do this or do that or whatever. And that's fine. That's why I throw in the money thing at it. But anybody can do that. In order to get to where you want to get with the joint, what you got to do is figure out what she fuck with. And by taking her to this butterfly garden, we there, bro, she didn't want to leave, bro. She didn't even know this shit was here. And it's some shit that I found just on some humbug, searched it up on the phone, said, all right, we finna go. And we all off in that motherfucker and Shawty in heaven. Now, let me ask you a question about this. You think she ever gonna forget about that day? You think she ever gonna forget about that experience? Matter of fact, when a man try to take her out or try to do something, now she's comparing that shit as the barometer for what you need to do in order to fuck with her. Because that was some thoughtful shit, right? See, it ain't as hard as you might think it is, bro. Because they gonna tell you what they like. They gonna tell you what they want to do. They gonna tell you how they like to do it. All you gotta do is listen a little bit more than you talking, and you will figure that shit out in the best possible way. And when I say figure this out in the best possible way, bro, I don't mean that you gotta pry too hard or do too much. All this type of shit comes up in casual conversation. Women love to talk. So just listen, bro. Even in times where you like, man, I don't want to hear this bullshit. Keep one ear open, one ear closed, bro. I ain't telling you got to be so attentive, but if you are dealing with a new joint and you want to crack the code on her, she gonna tell you everything you need to know. You just need to listen to the right times that she doing it, put it together in the right way, and I guarantee you it go how you want it to go. Creating moments like this, or moments that she won't forget, bro, what it really does is fuck her up with everybody else. Like I said before, it makes you the benchmark. It makes you the barometer. And when you do shit like that, it don't got to be super expensive or super crazy or super corny. It just makes her feel like you actually listen to what she got to say. Every woman on earth responds to shit like that. See, I think a lot of the time, bro, we get caught up in like the simping shit. We like, it's too much, or I might not want to do this, that, and the third. But I tell you what's lame as hell. It ain't nothing cool about a man who don't know what to do in order to make the joint that he want to fuck with smile. See, what you got to really do is take a lot of this shit that we talk about in the locker room or amongst ourselves, or, you know, as we kicking it with the homies. You got to know when to turn it on and turn it off. You can't be all in all the time and all out all the time, bro. You got to know the certain joints that you got to fuck with in that right way in order to get shit the way you want it to go, bro. So create an experience that Shawty's never had before, some shit that she always said that she wanted to do, and watch how shit just fall in your favor. Even if y'all fall out, fall off, or whatever, bro, she gonna come back to you in some kind of way. For example, that little joint that I did the whole Valentine's Day experience with, bro. On Valentine's Day, she hit me up with pictures to remind me that that's some shit that I did, because that's a moment that she won't ever forget, bro. Know how to put it together in the right way, because it ain't nothing cool about not being able to fuck with the joint you want to fuck with. Now, speaking of the joint that you want to fuck with, that leads me to the second thing I want to talk about. When you dealing with women, bro, the wildest thing about a woman is they want you to be so locked in or so down for them, but a lot of the time they got all these walls up, right? And it's because they done dealt with whatever type of nigga or whatever type of nigga or whatever type of nigga, and she just feel like she don't want to let her walls down for everybody, especially if you look a certain type of way, because you look like somebody that's gonna break her heart. See, if you ever find yourself in that kind of situation, it's a joint that you really want to fuck with and you feel like she got the walls up and she just really not giving you what you need, bro. What you need to do is make her feel like she revealing something about herself that don't nobody else know. What do I mean by that? Let's just say if you're dealing with a joint and she got the tough exterior, right? Or she one of them joints that don't never really smile just naturally, and she just seemed like a stuck up type joint, right? I love them type women. I love them, bro. They my type. Because one, you know she ain't fucking with everybody. And two, you know, once you got her and you crack the code, ain't nobody else just gonna crack that code so easily, bro. But in order for you to crack the code, in order for you to get the way you want to go with shawty, you got to make sure that you making her open up. And one of the easiest ways to do that is joints that's all hard and, you know, tough and all that. I call them right out on that shit. Something that I would say in that situation is, shit, you be acting all tough and shit, but I already know you soft as hell. Whenever you say something like that to a woman that's kind of like that, she gonna melt because you see through the tough exterior. You see through all the shit that she trying to put up, all the walls she trying to put up, and you don't let none of that shit phase you. I know y'all seen Shrek, right? Now, I ain't comparing no joints to Shrek, but it's kind of similar, bro, right? When they talk about ogres, they talk about women, they both got layers, right? And as you peel back them layers, you peel it back more and more and more, you'll realize that this woman that you thought was so stuck up, or you thought was so hard or so harsh, or she got that RBL face type joint, she probably as sweet as candy, bro. But most niggas don't never get to see it. And once you got a joint like that on your team and you really crack the code and you got it to where she need to be at, bro, you'll be surprised on who she is. See, a lot of the time what people do or persona that they might have on the outside of the exterior, that ain't exactly who they are. What I just can counter by dealing with women in general, especially women who are perceived to be like stuck up or got walls up, all that. Once you crack that code and once you peel back all them layers and you see how sweet she is, bro, you'll realize that you got lucky. And not only is she lucky to fuck with you, but you lucky to fuck with her because she ain't just some joint that's gonna be out here doing some bullshit. See, a lot of niggas out here, bro, are really just surface level. Niggas can't get past what they see. So they never actually get the joint or get her to fuck with them in the right way or the way that she actually want to fuck with them because niggas caught up with what's on the outside. Now, I ain't telling you, not one time will I ever tell you not to fuck with something that's beautiful on the outside. But the joints that got that tough exterior, you'll be surprised how beautiful they are on the inside too. In the beginning, of course, the type of shit that entice me, you, and every other nigga in the world is that shit that we see. But after you start to peel back them layers and you really get to see who shawty is, you like, damn, she's a dope ass individual, bro. And that'll put you in a position where you feel like you got one of them ones too. That shit crazy, right? Because it'll be so many people who would love to fuck with her, but they don't know how to fuck with her on the type of level that you can. So you will never have to really worry about a lot of the bullshit because this version of shawty, most people ain't never even seen it before. And it make you the one that she feel like she can open up to. See, it's a few different ways that you can do this. And probably the most common way that you can do this is through humor, bro. Making her laugh. That will make her open up way more than you ever thought it could. If you can make her crack that smile and you can make her genuinely laugh, then what she does is equate those experiences to you because you the type of nigga that can bring her out of her shell like nobody else can. Women gonna have walls up, bro. When you talk about women who are sought after, of course she got a wall up because everybody trying to get something from her, but don't nobody know who she really is. One of the main secrets that I tell you about this whole thing, about making her feel like she really revealing something to you or a side to you that nobody else can see, find out what she's proud of, bro, and bring that up and make her talk about it. Make her elaborate about it. Use your mirror technique. Lean in, make sure you use your mirror technique, and you'll be surprised where you get to go, bro. One thing that she'll say is that she feel like you get her. Let me give you a little gem about how something like this could really work, bro. I used to have a little joint, and I used to always say just simple words to her, like, I see you. Now that I see you, like, you know, how we playing around, you know, I see you, shout. No, not in that way. I see you differently than everybody else. And she used to always ask me why I say that shit, why I say that shit, why I say that shit. And I used to tell her, it's because I see you in a different way than anybody else. I actually see you for who you are and not what you got. When you dealing with a joint, let's just say she look a certain type of way. She always get lusted over and nobody actually really gets down to the nuts and bolts of who she is and actually see who she is as a person. Them simple words right there, like I see you, they'll take you further than you actually think. Because instead of seeing what everybody else see, which is the outside, you see who she is, and that's the inside, bro. When you connecting on them type of levels with joints in general, you putting yourself in a position to where shawty looking at you like you one of them ones, bro. I mean one of them ones that she feel like she never want to let go. Or one of them ones that she feel like she lucky to have. And ain't that what this whole thing about? And speaking of that, that kind of leads me to the last point I want to touch on. When we dealing with women and we talking about you one of them ones and you making her feel a certain type of way and she feel lucky to be vibing with you, one of the main ways to do that is to make her look like you are a valuable man in her eyes. Now, what do I mean by that shit, right? Make her feel like she's stepping into your world and you are an important person. Now, that can be done in a million different ways. Let me tell y'all a quick little story, man. Stories from the game. So a while back or whatever, I used to always have to get my suits like altered, right? Because my arms is like long as hell, but my body ain't really that big. And for the job that I used to work, bro, I used to always have to have a suit on or something like, formally dressed corporate type job, right? But nothing would really fit me right. And I used to hate that shit. So I had formed a relationship with this lady at like an alteration shop. And she was real cool or whatever. And she used to always try to get me to like model for her and shit because my body type, man, they used to be like fashion design and all that in there. But I used to go in there just to get my stuff altered, bro, because I know they was a good tailor shop and they'd always make sure my shit was on point, bro. So I go in here this one particular day and I go in the door, bro, and I see a joint like, over here, and she in her phone. So I really can't see her face. I can't see nothing that's really going on. I just see that she in her phone. And usually it's a lady that's in the front, but it ain't nobody in the front today. So I'm standing there and waiting for the lady to come back to the front. And I'm standing. And eventually, bro, I look over to shawty and she look up from her phone. And I'm like, oh shit, she is fine as hell. So in my mind, the way my mind works, you gotta say something. And most of the time, it don't matter what you say. It's just the fact that you said something. So I say, you get in the suit too? And she started laughing and shit. She like, nah, I'm a fashion designer and they sewing some stuff up for me, some whatever. So we start busting it up, having a little quick conversation. And as we having the conversation, the lady that I know who owns the shop, she comes from the back and she sees me. Now, every time this lady see me, bro, she always go ham. She, oh my God, how you doing? You know how that shit go, bro. People be happy to see you because I have been coming here for a while, bro. And she would always be trying to get me to like model for her stuff, bro. But I ain't into that shit like that. So I used to be just chilling. But we always had like a real cool relationship because I came here so much. I spent so much bread here. And I felt like I spent a lot of time there because if you ever got your suit tailored or altered or whatever, bro, you spend a lot of time just sitting there talking to these people because they're form fitting the shit to your body. So we got like a pretty good relationship. So she see me as she coming to the front and she's this and the third and the dudes from the back, bro, like all the dudes in the back, I know them too. And they come up and we dapping up with this and the third. And I could tell shawty sitting there and she looking like, who the fuck is this nigga? But it ain't really no big deal to me. I ain't thinking too much about it because shit, I come here all the time, bro. Like I know all these people. So after a while, bro, like that happened and she goes to the back to get my clothes or whatever, to get my suits and shit. So as she's going to get my stuff or whatever, it's just me and the joint up front again. And we strike back up the conversation. And she started telling me how she designed her and what she designs and what she does and all that shit. And you could tell like she real passionate about this shit. Like she was very passionate about this shit. And we started to, just find some common ground. And I asked her for her number. So the lady comes back to the front. She has my stuff or whatever. And, I pay for what I need to pay for. And I'm finna get on up out of here. But she had already gave me her number. So as I'm leaving out, I text her my name, bro. Standard shit. It ain't nothing like too crazy or nothing like that. And I go back to the whip. And I don't think shawty is really even peeping me like that. Like, of course she gave me the number, but I don't think she like really peeping me. But when I think back at that shit, she probably was, bro, because an 8-foot nigga just walk in and I got this loud ass car, bro. Shout out to them boys and them Hellcats. But I text her my name and she texts me right back. And she just we going back and forth, just talking, right? Just having a vibe, having a conversation. And eventually, bro, we end up getting on the phone, right? We hop on the phone. She started telling me about how she just moved to the city, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, okay, so you never really been around. Like, so shit, let me show you some nice spots to go to. She saying she know a spot that she want to go to, but she never been before because it's always like booked up or whatever. Like the reservations is hard as fuck to get there. And I'm like, what spot you talking about? And she started to tell me or whatever. And as she started to tell me the name of that shit, I'm like, oh shit, bro, I used to work there. When I first got out of college, bro. The first place where I used my degree to get some money is that spot, bro. I just put that in my brain like, okay, I'm finna make it happen. But I don't say nothing to her at all about that shit. We just continue to have a conversation and shit flowing smooth, bro. We texting each other back and forth. We on the phone and all that, bro. And like a day passed. And by this point, bro, I could tell she feeling the vibe and all that. And as we get to know each other and shit, like I let like a full day pass, bro, and I don't hit her up. I don't hit her up at all. And she hit me up, right? And I did text her back on purpose. Now, you ever heard that Plies song? Wait a few days, gotta let a mind wonder. I did that in this situation, bro, because if you ever do something like that, if you just not so all in and she feel like it's a challenge to get you, now she has to put her best foot forward, right? At that day she texts me, I just wait like a few hours, probably shit like 8 or 9 hours. And what I hit her with is, hey, get fine. Meet me at the spot she was talking about at 8, right? And she's basically like, we gonna be able to eat there? Like, how you gonna get reservations, this, that, and the third? And I'm like, just playing it cool, right? You don't need no reservations, shit. You with me, you know how that shit go, right? You know, you gotta, if you in a situation like this where you got a little pool somewhere, bro, play it up, dive into it, bro. You'll be surprised. But I'm telling her, like, you with me, we good, like, we straight. And I could tell she kind of looking at me like, you sure? Because she had been here before, and the last time she went, they turned her around because there were no reservations available. There's never any reservations available for the restaurant, bro. Like, especially on like a Friday, Saturday night. It ain't a place that you can really get into like that, right? Unless you kind of know people. Now, she don't know that I done already hit the folks that I know up there, bro. Because shit, when I was working there, bro, I was like a cool ass nigga. The people that I used to be over, they was older than me, and they was like mostly my same age. So I'm not the type of nigga who got my foot on everybody's neck. You need to do this, you need to do that. Like, folks need to come a little late because they got to take their kids somewhere, or they got to do something, or they need an extra shift or whatever, bro. I'm in there, I'm trying to help you out, bro. I'm trying to help the team win. I always use the analogy, one hand wash the other, both hands wash the face. So I don't do no bullshit to people. And that shit kind of came back around and worked out for me because we go in this motherfucker this Friday night, bro. We meet up there. Man, we hit the door. Soon as I hit the door, bro, the hostess, like the little hostess joint, that's right there. She's like, oh shit, I ain't seen you this, that, and third. Start giving me a hug, all that. And I see one of the waiter dudes, like, who's there too. So he come up, dap me up and all that shit, and I can see in Shorty's face, she is like, who the fuck is this nigga? Like, who the fuck is this nigga? I can see it in her face because we don't got no reservation at all. We just popping up in this motherfucker. This type of restaurant ain't the type of restaurant that you get into. You got to reserve that shit. You got to throw the reservations in for this shit. And I'm like, shit, just pull up with me and we good. So the waiter or whatever, and I'm talking to him, and that's my partner, bro. Like, you know, we was cool or whatever. And I had told him a little bit earlier, I had hit him up and I told him we was gonna come. So he set me up some dope shit, bro. Like some dope ass shit. In her mind, she's still thinking that it ain't even no place to sit in here because we don't got no reservation. They walk me right on in. What going on? And I see a few of the waiters that I know, bro. So I'm dapping it up with niggas and we kicking in, we talking, having little conversations and shit. Even when we sit down or whatever, the other dudes that I used to work with, they come over and they like, what up, boy? And you know how people be talking, bro. And I could just see the look on her face and Shawty was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, how do everybody here know you? But I ain't gonna tell her, bro. You ain't never gonna conceal the ingredients to the sauce, dog. You just let them taste it. So as the night go on, bro, she's in this shit. Like, she in it. Because she get to sample all this different stuff. I'm talking stuff that she's saying she always wanted to try. She fucked with this restaurant hard. She wanted to do this, that, and the third. So they putting it together for you, boy. They really showing love because I showed love to them when I was in a position to kind of put my foot on their neck. So at this point, I'm well beyond that, and I'm like really into my career and shit. And I don't even really come here like that no more. But them boy was still there, and they was still like just showing love to you, boy, because I show love to them. You know, we show love to each other. So this date is going amazing, bro. Like, amazing, dog. I mean, this dope ass spot, ambiance, all that shit. She into it. She eating stuff that she never tried before. I'm trying food that I never tried before because I don't really love seafood like that. That ain't my type vibe, bro. But she got me trying stuff, and I'm trying stuff with her, and she trying stuff with me or whatever shit that she never tried before. And it's just a vibe, bro. Like, the whole date is a vibe. So we there for a few hours, and shit going smooth. And it's around the time where the date is finna end. We finna get on up out of here. So as we finna leave up out of here, I dap it up with a few of the people that work there and shit, and we up out of here, right? And as we finna leave, I can just tell Shawty is looking at me like, damn, how do you got so much pull in here? And I don't ever say nothing. We just continue with the date, and we end up going to like a little lounge or whatever and all that. And as the night is finna end, bro, I walk her to her car, and it's at this certain point, and I'm standing there with her car, and she asked me like, how do you know so many people? And I'm like, shit, I'm just a cool person. And I can just tell she's vibing with it. She vibing with it. Because as we went into the lounge, I know people. As we went into the restaurant, I know people. We busting it up, talking, having a good time. And it seemed like everywhere we go, motherfuckers know me, right? But these are just places that I done frequented in Atlanta because shit, I done lived here my whole life. It ain't really no secret to it. Shit, I went to elementary school with niggas. I went to middle school with niggas. I went to high school with niggas. So I know niggas who are in these spots or whatever, whether they working or they throwing the parties or they putting shit together or even at the restaurant, bro. So as she asking me this or whatever, I'm just playing it cool. I ain't thinking nothing of it. And I'm finna dip off, bro. And I'm finna let her get in her whip and dip off too. And as I'm finna tell her bye and all that, and I'm like, shit, I'm finna dip out. And she tell me, I'm going with you. And I'm like, oh, for real? And I just tell her, all right, cool. Well, shit, sit right here. I'm finna pull up my whip. And she just follow me. I pull back up. She hop behind the nigga and boom. We head back to the crib and we had like a nice little vibe, bro. This whole night is dope. And if you ever been in a position to where you can kind of put 2 or 3 dates into one day, it make a woman really feel like she knows you. The best way to be able to get a joint and be able to crack that code fast is to make her feel comfortable around you. And by this time, bro, she feel hella comfortable around me. She done been to places and she low-key feel like she lucky to be here with me because I know all these folks and we doing all this shit. We putting it together in that right way. And by the time we back to the house, bro, she's super comfortable. So it's going down, bro. And you know, we do it, whatever. You know, I ain't got to get into all that. But the reason I feel like that shit happened is because she felt like, damn, I'm lucky to be here with him because he knows exactly how to move. And this could be applied in so many different ways in not only my life, but your life. Whether you're a musician, whether you play ball, whether you're an artist, whether you a bartender, bro, it don't matter. Find a place where people know you and bring her into your world and let her see how other people view you. And you'll be surprised how a woman views you in her eyes. And she feel like, damn, I got one of them ones. And that's all I did. And it ended up working out for me. And I can tell by just her vibe that she felt like she was lucky to have a nigga like me talking to her. So, hey, those are 3 things that you can easily put into your bag. And she'll feel like she's lucky to be fucking with you. Number 1, create a moment that she won't forget, bro. Put it together in the right way. All you got to do is listen just a little bit more than you talk. And she'll tell you everything you need in order to do that moment and crack that code like you want to. Number 2, make her feel like she revealing something about herself. So you see her in a way that don't nobody else see her. See, when you dealing with women who get a lot of looks, nobody actually sees them for who they are. And if you the nigga that do see her for who she is, you'll get a different version of her than everybody else got. And number 3, make her feel like she's stepping into your world, bro. Whatever that might be, whether you an artist, a ball player, you do music, you a fitness dog. Whatever you do, bro, bring her into your world and let her see how people revere you. And she'll be looking at you like you one of them ones in her eyes. See, it ain't as hard as it seems, bro. It's all about being able to put it together in the right way, dog. But hey, y'all take them 3, put them in y'all bag, and y'all let me know how them work. Make sure y'all like, comment, sub up, and shout out to the members, bro. And shout out to y'all, bro, again, for getting me over that 100K. Till next time, y'all already know what it is, man. It's Scrolls. Peace.